Here we go. Here we go. What up, y'all? Good morning. Happy Friday. It's your girl, Coach Joe. And I'm here with day two of part two. Look, this is going to drive me crazy because it's not centered. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Boom. That's better. Okay, here we go. Little things. Listen, I'm super excited. I know you like, where are you? This is not your office. Listen, I'm in the garage today. Let me tell you. Let me tell you a little story. Okay. Tell you a little story. I'm in the garage today. And I'm in the garage because today was a student holiday for my big boy. And he's home. He slept in. Therefore, Jackson slept in. Normally, yesterday, the day before, Jackson will be smack dab in the middle of his nap. Wouldn't have to worry about no interruptions, no screaming children. But because everybody slept in, everybody's awake. Jackson's on 10, screaming, having a good old time. And so is his big brother. So we in the garage. And I said, okay, Joanna, you got two choices. You got two choices today. You can either show up for your people, flaws and all, imperfections in this garage, or you can show up not at all. So I chose to show up flaws and all, okay? Because one thing I know about Coach Joe, I never claimed to be perfect. I never claimed to have it all together. I got two crazy kids. Y'all already know this, and they dictate a lot. So I'm coming to you from the garage. This is the decor for today, okay? We all execute what we're talking about today so you can experience success in your health and wellness journey. All right, listen, today's topic. This is day two of part two. So I started part two yesterday, had to break it into two parts because it was just so much good information. We ran out of time. We didn't have enough time to get everything in. So today is day two of part two. This ring light on my glasses is going to drive me crazy, so I'm just going to take them off. I try to wear my blue light blocking glasses to take care of my eyeballs, but the ring light somebody tell me how to do the ring light where it's not going to be showing your eyeballs. I mean, in your glasses. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't even know if it's possible. All right. So today's topic, we're going into day two of embracing self-care, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. There's another thing with being in the garage, okay? There's a small airport out here where I live. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but planes just, fly over my neighborhood from time to time. So today's going to be an adventure in more ways than one, all right? So we're talking about embracing self-care, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. This is part two of this conversation. Listen, let me introduce myself. For those who do not know, I am Coach Joe. I am the health and wellness coach for women in ministry, and I'm the founder and CEO of Jump to It Fitness, a health and wellness haven for women. And I'm a health coach. I'm a speaker, but the most rewarding thing that I do is providing a safe space for women in ministry to transform their body, renew their minds, and become good stewards of their health. I'm extremely passionate about that. God has gifted me to do that. It is what I love to do. And today, I am going to be talking directly to my favorite woman in ministry, which is the First Lady / the pastor's wife. I'm doing this as a part of my celebration this month. I celebrated 10 years of preaching, my 10-year preaching anniversary. And so I wanted to celebrate a woman in ministry. And the one I chose was the First Lady, the pastor's wife, because she is near and dear to my heart. I'm a woman in ministry. Like I said, I've been preaching for 10 years, a ministry leader at my church, praise and worship leader. I'm also married to the assistant pastor at our church. And so, my husband is the assistant pastor at our church. That sounded weird the way I said it at first. And so this is life. Like, this is my journey that I be talking about. Okay, this is not just some random area that I chose. Oh, I just want to help women. No, I chose it. It was birthed out of my own personal experiences. So yeah, while I have, experience in fitness and, certification, but the experience with this walk of being a woman in ministry is the biggest piece of the puzzle for me. And so specifically, when it comes to pastors' wives, there's a very unique journey. There's a very unique set of challenges that comes with that nobody else will ever experience. And so growing up as a pastor's kid and now being married to a pastor, there's a special place in my heart. There's a special place in my heart for pastors' wives, first ladies. So I'm doing this series this week, tailored to created for the pastor's wife. Now, there's a lot of rich information in this that can also be applied to those who may not be a pastor's wife, but there are many elements that are very specific to the pastor's wife's experience. Okay. So yeah, we're in the middle of the series. The series is called Renewing Wellness, Empowering Pastors' Wives to Thrive. And I launched something very special called First Ladies of Fitness, specifically for this series, specifically for pastors' wives, okay? And this is a safe space for pastors' wives who want to feel confident in your body and in your marriage. You're ready to get back into those favorite pieces in your closet that you can't fit no more, but you just won't let them go because you spent too much money on them and you love them so much. You're ready to get back into those pieces. You want to show up boldly as your authentic self, not feeling the need to try to fit in the mold, right? Because people have their image of what a pastor's wife should do, how she should show up, how she should act. But you just want to be all who God has called you to be. This space, this First Ladies of Fitness space is for you. If you are ready for jaw-dropping transformation, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, then I got what you need, okay? If you come into this program, my Fit for the Call Life Transformation Program, it is a 12-week health and wellness program that has been designed just for you, okay? You're going to get the fitness, you're going to get the nutrition coaching, you're going to get the mindset training, you're going to get all those elements that all my clients get. But there's going to be a special added touch specifically for pastors' wives because, like I said, that journey is unique and very different. So if you come into the program, here's what you can expect. You can expect. You can expect to embark on a fitness journey that's doable and manageable, that's doable physically, and that's doable with your busy schedule, manageable, something that you can take control of, okay? So that you can transform your body with ease. That's the key, with ease. Lose weight, tone your body with ease. You can expect to learn how to fuel your body through food, nutrition, without depriving yourself of the foods that you love so that you can lose weight and be your best self at the same time. Because I know me, if I'm depriving myself of foods I love, I ain't going to be my best self. I'm going to be cranky, I'm going to be mad, I'm going to be irritable, okay? But you're going to be your best self, and you're also going to be able to lose the weight and keep it off because you're not depriving yourself of the foods you love. So you're not going to go binge one day on all this crazy stuff and just completely fall off the wagon. Because the way I teach you is to help you to learn how to enjoy all the foods in moderation, right? And you're also going to learn how to find balance between self-care and your ministry obligations so that you can live your best life as your best self, okay? I only opened up 3 spots for this because I want to keep it small and intimate. And there's a bonus gift. So for the pastors' wives, it's only for pastors' wives. For those of you who sign up and join the program, you will get one of my Fit for the Call t-shirts, which I modeled that on yesterday's live. So go back and check that out so you can see what the shirt looks like. Then there's a bonus gift. If you bring a First Lady friend with you, and both you and she join the program, you will not only get the Fit for the Call t-shirt, but you will also get a free copy of my Taste of Transformation High Protein Recipe book, okay, which will aid in your physical transformation process. All right. Now we got that out of the way. If you are ready to get into the information, get down to the nitty gritty, type transformation time in the chat. Type transformation time in the chat. While I'm waiting for you to type that, I'm going to go over this too. Let's talk about our rules of engagement. Okay. When you go to somebody's house, you don't get to do what you want to. Okay. You don't get to just kick your feet up on somebody's couch if that ain't what they do. You don't get to walk around in your shoes if they say kick your shoes off at the door. There are rules of engagement in this community, okay? First and foremost, we are not stingy in this community, okay? So you're coming in, you're going to get some good, rich information, but we're not stingy. We're not going to hoard this information, okay? We're going to share it. So I need you to click that share button. I need you to tag somebody in the comments. Make sure they get into this room. Tag your first lady. Send this to your first lady so she can get this information. We're not stingy. And the second thing, we are not silent. Okay. I'm a preacher. I'm a worship leader. I need you to talk back to me. Okay. So if I say something that you like, drop some hearts, drop a word in the chat. If I tell you to drop a word in the chat, okay, this is a corporate, this is a corporate worship experience. Okay. So we're not silent and we're not stingy. All right, let's jump into it, y'all. Let's jump into it. Embracing self-care, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. So quick recap on yesterday, what we talked about yesterday. I got Instagram over here. I keep forgetting to look over at y'all. Look at it. So yesterday, here's what we talked about. We went over the first 3 things, okay? The first 3 things. One was fueling your body. This is about self-care, right? We're embracing self-care. Why do I use that word embracing self-care? Because so many of us have been taught that self-care is wrong, that self-care is selfish. You just worry about yourself. So many of us have that misconception that has been drilled into our heads. So we're going to switch that narrative and we're going to embrace self-care as something positive and something beautiful because it is, okay? So we're talking about embracing self-care. We talked about doing that through nutrition, fueling your body. I gave you some nutrition strategies for energy and wellness, okay? Then the second thing we talked about was sleep. We talked about prioritizing your sleep hygiene for vitality and restoration. And I took you through the importance of sleep, practical tips for improving your sleep hygiene. And we didn't get to the strategies for overcoming common sleep obstacles, but if you want those, I can send those to you. And then the third thing we talked about was self-compassion. And specifically, we talked about cultivating resilience through self-compassion. Self-compassion is a self-care tool. Self-compassion is a self-care tool. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy, and nobody treats us worse than we do. So learning to practice self-compassion in order to cultivate resilience in this journey, in this role that you are sitting in, this hat that you are wearing, which comes with a lot of challenges. Self-compassion is the key. Okay. So those are the 3 things we talked about. And we went in depth on all 3 of those things. Talking about how it impacts you positively, negatively, and giving you tips, practical things that you can put in practice today. We went through all of that yesterday. So we have 2 more that we're going to cover today. The first one is exploring mind-body practices for stress management. We talked a lot about stress yesterday because we know that this role can be a stressful one. Amen. And then the second thing we're going to talk about today is nourishing relationships for emotional wellness. If you missed day 1 of the series, go back and watch that as well. These days, these parts of the series have been building on each other. So in day 1, we talked about that relationship component, okay, and how important that is. Oh, you know what I just realized? Yep. There we go. I just realized my Bluetooth earbuds were not connected to my computer. So I hope the sound was not horrible because you know this echo's going on in this garage. So got to make sure I got my earbuds in. All right. So we talked about the relationship piece on day 1. So make sure you go back and watch that. But let's dive into this. We only got 2 parts. A lot of meat for each part, okay? Self-care, exploring mind-body practices for stress management. Stress management, okay? Talked a lot about stress yesterday, how your food impacts it, how your sleep or lack thereof impacts it. Now we're going to talk about how do we manage our stress through mind-body practices, okay? So first of all, what is it? What are you talking about? Mind-body practices. So mind-body practices, they encompass a wide range of techniques that integrate the mind, of course, and the body to promote relaxation, to promote stress reduction, and to promote just overall well-being, okay? So what is an example of this? An example of this is yoga. Yoga is an example of this, okay? Yoga is a holistic practice. It combines the physical, those different postures and positions. You got the tree pose and the downward dog and all these things, right? Combines that with breath control, with meditation, and relaxation techniques. And it promotes flexibility, strength, and mental clarity. I know somebody is like, I didn't know yoga was that deep. I didn't know yoga was that deep. Yes, that's the purpose of it. That's the purpose of it. Yoga is it's a holistic form of exercise. People see it as a form of exercise, but it's even more than that. You're doing the body, you're working on your breathing, the meditation, the relaxation. Yeah, you're going to build your strength, but you're going to increase flexibility too and mental clarity. So this is an example of a mind-body practice where it's bringing in the physical and the mental. It's a mindful experience, okay? Yoga. Now I know, and I really don't have a huge opinion either way. I know some people, specifically like believers, are like really weird about yoga. They're really weird about yoga. If that's you, hey, that's your business. But I just told you what yoga is. It is a holistic practice that combines physical postures and positions, breath control, meditation, and relaxation techniques to promote flexibility, strength, and mental clarity. It ain't some weird voodoo hoodoo unless you turn it into some weird voodoo hoodoo. Okay? You're moving your body, you're breathing, you're meditating. But to each his own. If you feel weird about yoga, don't do it. Okay? To each his own. Another example of a mind body practice is Tai Chi. Tai Chi, which I'm sure you've heard of this. Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese martial art, right? And it's like slow flowing movements along with the deep breathing. There's that deep breathing again, okay? And Tai Chi helps to enhance your balance, flexibility once again, and that inner calm. It's a wusa, yoga, and Tai Chi. What is wrong with my lips, my mouth? Yoga and Tai Chi are both like wusa experiences, okay? And when you are in a leadership role in ministry, such as like the pastor's wife, okay, you need some wusa in your life, okay? Your husband do too, girl, so bring him along. You need some wusa. You need some wusa in your life. So these are two examples of things you can do. You can get on YouTube and find, yoga exercises. I'm sure you can probably find Tai Chi. I don't know for a fact because I've never looked for Tai Chi. I've looked for yoga, but I've never looked for Tai Chi. But everything's on YouTube. So I'm sure you can find a video of something that you just kind of help you calm down, right? But the overarching principle here is combining that mind, body, spirit. That mind, clearing out all the gunk Everything that's racing in your head, incorporating that meditation time. The body, incorporating movement. Movement that feels good, movement that's stretching you, causing you to increase your flexibility. And that spirit. Like once you calm your mind, that's going disconnected right here. This right here, they connected. Your mind, your spirit, they're connected. Calm down, drown out the noise. This is going to help you. This is going to help you with managing stress. Okay, so let's talk about benefits. As I say, it's going to help you. Let's talk about the benefits. Let's talk about the benefits of mind-body practices for physical and mental health. Okay, so there are numerous benefits. Okay, for both physical and mental well-being that comes with mind-body practices. Of course, first and foremost, stress reduction. Stress reduction. Mind-body practices help reduce the body's stress response by promoting relaxation and calming the nervous system. Okay? Mind-body practices help the body reduce stress response. Okay? By promoting relaxation and calming the nervous system. This is something that you got to be intentional about making time for, okay? You got to make time for this. You can't try to rush through a mind-body practice. You can't try to rush through yoga. You can't try to rush through any of these things, okay? You cannot. You got to take your time so that you can get the maximum benefit from it, so that you can actually feel better. Feel that stress just melting away. Okay, so you're not going to get these benefits if you're doing it just so you can say you did it and you're like, no, really come and be present with your body, with your mind. Okay, next thing, which I already talked about, is improved flexibility and strength. So this is how it's going to help you physically, improving flexibility and strength. A lot of people don't even understand why improving your flexibility is important or why it's significant. Like, why do I need that? Why do I need to improve my flexibility? The way the body works and how everything is just connected. Like, first of all, you go try to get my personal, go try to get my adjustment at the chiropractor. It's going to be difficult if I'm just like, super tight. And it is, especially if you're working out regularly, you strength training, you lifting weights, your muscles, there's a lot of tension there. There's a whole lot of tightness going on. Stretching is a very important part of exercise, of your exercise routine. Flexibility is very important. You can find yourself, for me, I go to the chiropractor because I had a car accident back in 2009. I was rear-ended. And my little Honda Civic got hit from behind by a Ford F-150. And I'm still going to the chiropractor for maintenance now at this point, because I know, especially with all the jumping rope and all that, like I just got to make sure I'm good. But there'll be times where there's some tightness that's going on that's causing my alignment to be off. One leg is a little bit shorter than the other. My hip flexors is the main area that I'm working on with flexibility, because that impacts my lower back a lot. So people underestimate the importance of flexibility and stretching, but it's very important. And so these mind-body practices help to improve your flexibility and your strength. So things like yoga and Tai Chi, like we talked about, it's going to help. It's going to help with that. It's going to help with your balance, okay? Especially as we get older, doing things that help with our balance is super important. How many stories have you heard about the mama or the grandma that fell? She fell. Now she done broke her hip, and now like it just be like this trickle effect. So doing things that are going to work on your balance, increase your balance, is very important. Okay, it's going to contribute to your overall physical health and your mobility. All right, now let's talk about the mental clarity that you get from mind-body practices, the enhanced mental clarity that you get. Mind-body practices incorporate mindfulness. This is what I said. It's that word I talked about yesterday, and I mentioned it just a little while ago. It incorporates mindfulness and meditation, which can improve focus, concentration, and cognitive function. Some people are weird about meditation. Some people are weird about meditation, which I don't get, because the Bible talks about meditating on the word. So the idea of meditation is not something spooky. It's not. You can incorporate the word in your meditation. It don't gotta be no correction. I know your father. It don't gotta be that. Okay? Shout out to Lion King. It don't gotta be that. Your meditation can be whatever you want it to be. You can find guided meditation on YouTube. You can find guided Christian meditation on YouTube, on podcasts, all these different things. You can find what you need, okay? So that it don't feel weird for you. Because if you're not used to meditating, it can't feel weird. You just come into the moment like, what am I supposed to be doing? Ain't nobody even there. What are we supposed to be doing? How does this work? Get on YouTube, find things, okay? So it incorporates that meditation time, incorporates mindfulness, and that's going to help improve focus, concentration, and cognitive function. Meditation is not something spooky. It don't have to be. It ain't going to be spooky unless you make it spooky. That's the thing we got to realize. A lot of these things out here that we just handing over to the devil, give us all this power to him with it. It's like, sis, meditation, it's in the Bible. So if it's spooky, you making it spooky. You choose what you meditate on, okay? The next benefit of mind-body practice is emotional balance. Emotional balance. Now, ladies, I think this is something we can all benefit from, okay? Because we got things going on that's working against us when it comes to this emotional balance. The hormones be all over the place. Okay? They just be in that thing like, ooh, what are we doing today? They be all over. So emotional balance is a benefit of mind-body practices. They promote emotional regulation and resilience. Okay? Not just helping you regulate your emotions, but helping you be emotionally resilient, which is a beautiful thing. Okay? It's going to help you manage anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges. Okay? People see anxiety and depression, they think of them as like these big old, like you just got to be down bad to experience anxiety and depression. You just got to, like, I would let myself get there. Listen, you can have moments. First of all, let's talk about anxiety. Anxiety is just a regular part of life. There are things that cause anxious feelings, anxious thoughts. That don't mean you need a whole diagnosis and a medication. Anxiety is a normal part of the life, but it's how we manage it, how we respond to it, how we deal with it that determines what's happening next, okay? Same thing with depression. You don't have to have a full-blown diagnosis in order to experience depression. You ain't ever had just a depressing moment in your life where you experience symptoms of depression? It don't gotta be this big old thing, right? It's just a part of life. The ebbs and flows of life, the different things that we experience, the hardships, the challenges, okay? So mind-body practices are going to help you to cope and to deal in those moments when they do come, because life is life and the moments are going to come. They're going to come. So instead of just trying to act like they're never going to come, this would never happen to me, or flying by the seat of your pants with it, put some practices in place so that you can already know, all right, let me put on my gospel music, let me go in and meditate, let me stretch it out a little bit. Have something in your toolbox to help you deal so you can continue to experience life from a positive standpoint and not allowing life to just happen to you and throw you off kilter. Okay. Another benefit, one more benefit of, two more benefits of mind body practices. I hope y'all are rocking with me still. Two more benefits. Better sleep. We just talked yesterday about sleep hygiene and how important it is for your overall self-care and your health. Better sleep is key. Okay? We all can use better sleep. So mind-body practices can help improve your sleep quality and quantity of sleep, okay? Which is going to lead to more restful sleep, more rejuvenating sleep. Because sometimes we go to bed, we sleep, but we wake up feeling like we just slept 3 hours and we slept 8. Because you're sleeping, but it's not restful. Sleep and rest, two different things, okay? So mind-body practices are going to help with that. Last thing, last benefit of mind-body practices. Boosted immune function. Boosted immune function. If you got little kids like me, this is important because they stay bringing germs home from school, from children's church, wherever they go. They stay bringing germs home, okay? So boosted immune function. It's like, what? How in the world? How in the world does mind-body immune system, what's the connection? What's the connection? I'm so glad you asked me, you know. I'm good with the information, all right? So regular, I use words intentionally. Regular practice of mind-body techniques, they have been associated with improved immune function, leading to better overall health, right? And resistance to illness. That's what your immune system is there for, to help fight this stuff off. Regular practice of mind-body techniques have been associated with improving your immune system, boosting your immune system. God is very intelligent, very smart. He's a genius. So the way he made the body, this is why I say this. When it comes to my health and wellness coaching, it's the physical, the mental, and the spiritual, because it's all connected, y'all. It's all connected. God was so intelligent, so smart. The way he built the body, the way he created us, it is all interconnected. So you may be thinking, how in the world, what does that got to do? What do mind-body practices have to do with my immune system? It's all connected, okay? It's all connected. So now let's go on to some guidance. I'm gonna give you some guidance, some tools, some tips, what this can look like to incorporate mind-body practices into your daily routine. Into your daily routine, okay? It does not have to be complicated. It don't have to be complicated. Here's some tips. Did I mess up my lipstick? Minor things. No, I think I'm all right. All right. Here's some tips. First tip, start small. Start small, okay? Start with just a few minutes. A few minutes of practice each day. Get a little 5-minute yoga session in, okay? But be present. You may not have a whole bunch of time starting off, but whatever time you have, whatever time you can set aside, make sure you're there. Make sure you're fully present for it, okay? It's not just something that you're just trying to zoom by, okay? So start with just a few minutes a day and gradually increase that time, okay? You may do a week for 3 minutes, 2 weeks for 3 minutes, bump it up to 5, bump it up to 7, bump it up to 10, however you want to do that. Start small and build on that, okay? As you become comfortable with the time that you're in. Don't boost it up and you still struggling with the 3 minutes, okay? Get comfortable where you are and then increase it. Schedule regular practice. Scheduling is so important. It's an important part, period, of your overall health and wellness journey. Because as long as you just have this ambiguous thing floating around that you're going to get to at some point, oh, I'm going to get to my workout, or I'm going to get to, going to that dance class, I'm going to get to going to the grocery store. You're not scheduling anything, you're setting yourself up for a huge struggle, okay? So schedule regular mind-body practice. Put it in your schedule. Set aside specific time in your day for your mind-body practices. Okay? Whether that's first thing in the morning, whether that's right before you go to bed, whether that's during your lunch break, schedule it. Put it on the schedule. The next tip, combine it with other activities. Combine it with other activities so you can integrate it into your existing routine by combining them with activities you already enjoy. Especially if it's like uncomfortable for you starting off, it's kind of weird, like this uncharted territory, I ain't never really did this. Combine it with other activities that you're already doing that you enjoy, such as listening to music. Make sure now you can't do no mind body techniques listening to Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, okay? Okay? Get some calming music that's going to be conducive to mind-body practices. Combine it with listening to some calming, some relaxing music. If you don't know who Moonchild is, all one word, Moonchild. It's a band. Absolutely love them. They have really good chill music. I love to listen to them when I do my tub, my bubble baths. Gives you some chill music, okay? And combine it with something that you already do that you enjoy. Another tip, something that you can incorporate to your daily, is practicing mindfulness, okay? Practicing mindfulness. So mindfulness, you can bring that to everyday activities just by paying attention to your breath. Okay, so while you're sitting at the desk and you're doing whatever, your everyday activity, you checking your email, you walking the dog, pay attention to your breath. It's going to feel weird at first if you're not used to doing it. But pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to your body, how it feels. Pay attention to your surroundings, whether you're walking, whether you're eating, whether you're washing dishes. Pay attention, whether you're gardening. That's what I'm about to be doing a whole lot of. Pay attention to your body. Mindfulness is just be mindful. Be mindful. Being mentally aware of what's going on with you, what's going on within you, and what's going on around you. That's the simplest way I can define mindfulness. What's going on around you, what's going on with you, what's going on within you. Paying attention to those things. Okay? Woo! All right. So that was the first one, y'all. That was all about exploring mind-body practices for stress management. That is the goal. The goal here with mind-body practices, the goal is stress management and stress reduction. Okay? Stress management, stress reduction. Doing a better job of how we respond, react, show up to stressful situations and how we allow them to impact us. Okay? This is huge. This is very important. Talking to my first ladies, I'm talking to my pastors' wives. This is very important for you to learn how to manage your stress if you do not. If stressful situations throw you off kilter, you need to be taking a very active approach in learning how to manage your stress. And this mind-body technique is going to help you tremendously. Okay? Tremendously. If you just came in the room, let me catch you up. I'm smack dab in the middle of a series called Renewing Wellness, Empowering Pastors' Wives to Thrive. Okay, this is a series specifically for pastors' wives in celebration of my 10-year preaching anniversary. Y'all know I'm the health and wellness coach for women in ministry, and so I chose a specific sector of women in ministry that I love dearly, and that is the pastor's wife. So I created this series specifically for pastors' wives, and I'm also doing First Ladies of Fitness, which is going to be a subgroup within my Fit for the Call Life Transformation Program, where you're going to come in, you're going to get all the benefits of my health and wellness coaching, the workouts, the nutrition guide, the nutrition coaching, the mindset training, the devotionals, the scriptures, all of that. But there's going to be a component that is more tailored to the preachers, the pastor's wives experience. Okay. So if that is you, and you're interested in that, you're ready to transform your body, you're ready to renew your mind, you're ready to become a good steward of your health so that you can build your confidence in your body, in your marriage. You can get back into the clothes in the closet that you've been holding on to, that you can't fit into anymore, but you just love them so much and you spend too much money on it, right? To let them go. If you're ready to show up boldly each and every day as your authentic self, who God has called you to be and not who everybody wants you to be, then this program is for you. Just drop the word jump in the comments, or you can message me the word jump, and then you'll get a link to book your discovery call. It is a 12-week program. We start on February the 26th. We start on February the 26th. Only 3 spots available. When you come into the program, you get a free Fit for the Call t-shirt, which I wore that yesterday on yesterday's live. So go back, check it out so you can see what it looks like. And bonus gift, if you bring a First Lady friend into the program with you, you get a free copy of my Taste of Transformation High Protein Recipe Book, which is just going to aid in the physical transformation process, helping you tone that body. All right. Now, we just finished talking about practicing mind-body techniques in order to manage and reduce stress. The last thing we're going to talk about in this part 2B, because we split part 2 into 2 parts. Yesterday we did part 2A. Today is part 2B. The last thing we're about to cover is nourishing relationships for emotional wellness. Nourishing relationships for emotional wellness. Let's talk about the importance of nurturing supportive. I use words intentionally. Nurturing supportive relationships for emotional well-being. This ain't in my notes, but some of us, we nurturing the wrong relationships. I'm just going to say it. We're nurturing the wrong relationships and trying to figure out why you're nurturing the wrong relationships, sis. When you sit in the seat of pastor's wife, of First Lady, you need to be very intentional, very prayerful, very discerning about the relationships you create, you build, and you nurture. So some of us, we're nurturing the wrong relationships. We're trying to nurture relationships that should have never even been created in the first place. Okay? I talked more about that earlier this week so I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole again because I could stay there for a while. Okay? But let's talk about this. The importance of nurturing supportive relationships for your emotional well-being. Okay, this is essential. It's essential because these relationships provide a sense of belonging. They provide a sense of validation. They provide a sense of security if they are supportive relationships. Okay, if they are supportive relationships. And these are things that you're going to need along the journey. Okay, and here's why. Here's why these things are important. First and foremost, emotional support. Emotional support. I know you strong, sis. This ain't in my notes. But I know you strong. I know that. Everybody knows it. But guess what? You still need emotional support. No matter how strong you are or you think you are, you need emotional support. And supportive relationships should offer a safe space for you to express your emotions, express how you feeling, be vulnerable, seek comfort during challenging seasons, challenging situations. That's what a supportive relationship should provide. It should be a source of emotional support for you. If it is not a very supportive relationship. Right? Now, some relationships, let's just put this in context, okay? So we're talking specifically about the first lady, about the pastor's wife. Some relationships may be supportive. You may have some friends that support you. They ride or die. They ready to ride out with what happened? You know what I mean? They're supportive, but it may not be a relationship where you can be completely vulnerable and open and honest about your experience specifically in this context of being the pastor's wife. Because they just may not get it. They may not understand. They ready to fight behind you, which is great. It's beautiful. But if that friend gonna go to church and be side-eyeing Sister so-and-so, because you was vulnerable with her, and now she don't know how to be when she see the lady at church, you gotta know who. Okay? You gotta know who you can be vulnerable with. You gotta know who you can be vulnerable with. Okay? Because you are in a role, in a position that's very important, that's very unique, comes with very unique challenges. And a lot of people just are not going to understand how you have to respond to some of these challenges. They like, why haven't you told her about herself yet? Because you can't just be doing that. You can't just be doing it. Okay, that's great. I love that for you. I love that for you. I love that that's what you would have did and that's what you would have said, but I don't have that luxury. I don't have that luxury because of the role that I'm in. Okay. So it may be a supportive relationship, but you still got to be mindful and wise about who you share what with. But find those relationships and nurture those relationships that will and are capable, have the capacity to provide that emotional support where you can express your emotions fully and be vulnerable fully, because you need that space for your own sanity. Okay. The next thing, why nurturing these positive relationships, these supportive relationships, why it's important. Again, here we go, helping to reduce stress. There's a reason why this theme of stress keeps coming up. There's a reason. Because it's stressful. Because it's stressful. It's stressful. Ministry leadership in general can be very stressful. Leadership in general can be stressful. Okay. Ministry leadership just adds a different layer, okay, to the mix. It can be stressful. So you're talking about being a pastor's wife. That comes with a lot of stress. I said yesterday, show me a pastor's wife who said it ain't stressful. She ain't never experienced no stress as a pastor's wife. I'm going to show you a pastor's wife who either just started today or she dibbles and dabbles in being dishonest. Okay? So nurturing those supportive relationships, you're going to have your strong social connections that can buffer against the stress by providing that emotional and the practical support as well. Because there may be some practical things. Okay, great, sis. You've been here for me emotionally. You listened to me vent. You've allowed me to cry on your shoulder. However, next month, I got this event and I need some manpower. Can you help me? Can you join the committee? Can you volunteer your time so we can execute this thing at a level of excellence? Okay. So, yeah, the emotional stress and all that is going to be there. But you also need some stress taken off of you in practical ways. People who will be supportive and strap up their boots and tie their hair back when it's time to get down to nitty gritty and actually do some work. You need people who are going to be there for you with that too. Okay. So emotional support is extremely important. But sis, I need you to get down here in these trenches with me as well. Okay. I thank God I got people like that. I thank God I got people like that in my life. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I had my first health and wellness conference last year. Ain't no way I would have been able to pull it off without the people who was like, yeah, I got you. You want to be on a committee? Bet. What you want me to do? I'm there. I got you. People who believe in you. People who trust your vision and the vision God has given you. People who trust your leadership. You need people like that. You need people like that. The emotional support, but the practical support is just as important. Okay? All right? Move right along. The next thing, why it's important to nurture these supportive relationships. Increased happiness. Don't you just want to be happy? Okay, a byproduct of reducing the stress and having the emotional support that you need is increased happiness. You just feel lighter. You feel lighter. Those positive relationships are going to contribute to feelings of happiness, feelings of fulfillment, feelings of satisfaction. Don't try to walk this thing out by yourself. Don't do it. It's going to be a lonely, sad road. Okay? Don't try to walk this thing out by yourself. Don't do it, sis. Don't set yourself up like that. Okay? Move right along. Try to make sure we good on time. We can't be here all day again like we was yesterday. Enhanced resilience. That's the last one in this section. Enhanced resilience. There's that word resilience coming up again, y'all. There are common themes throughout this series that keep showing up. It's because they are very important to your journey as a pastor's wife. Stress, that's one that's been coming up. Relationships, that's one that's been coming up. Resilience, that's one that keeps coming up. These are very important, very important. So nurturing those positive relationships is going to enhance resilience. Having a supportive relationships, a strong support system in your life, it fosters resilience. How? By providing a sense of security and confidence in your ability to overcome whatever shenanigans, whatever adversity, whatever struggles are going on. Because when you have that supportive friend, she gonna encourage you. She gonna let you know, girl, I know this is a lot. I know this is stressful. I know this is overwhelming. I know you want to snap, crackle, and pop somebody upside their head right now. But you was built for this. In the words of my husband, he liked to say that. You was built for this. You was built for this. God already put everything in you that you need. Period. He already put everything in you that you need. There may be some mental blocks there that's keeping you from accessing that power, keeping you from accessing that strength. And you got to overcome the mind. That's why mindset training is so important. Such an important part of the health and wellness journey. Because you got to overcome some mental blocks, some mental barriers. This is something that I've been dealing with in my own journey as a business owner. Overcoming those mental blocks. Super important. So having those positive relationships is going to help you. They're going to encourage you and let you know you got it. You got it. They should be encouraging you to let you know you got it. Not just telling you, oh, okay, girl, you just need to walk away from that. What? I'm the pastor's wife. Okay, what? What are you talking about? Walk away from what? Him? What do you mean? Girl, get out of here. Get some relationships, some positive relationships, some supportive relationships. It's going to hold you down. Okay. Now let's talk about this. Tips for fostering healthy communication and connection in relationships. Coach Joe, what in the world? I'm not a kindergartner. I'm not 3. I know how to make relationships. I know how to build relationships. I know. Okay, sis, that's great. That's great that you know that. That's great that you got it all together. That don't mean the next person does, okay? And you may not even have it all together in the way in which you think you do. Okay? We can all improve in various areas. Okay. So let's talk about this. Okay. Tips for fostering healthy communication and connection, because communication is a huge part of relationship building. Okay. Let's talk about it. So whether this is with your spouse, with your friends, with your family, fostering the healthy communication and connection is key to maintaining these supportive relationships. You may be able to find the supportive relationship, but there's maintenance that goes into friendships and relationships, romantic relationships, familial relationships. There's maintenance that goes into all of this. Okay? So you have to be able to maintain these supportive relationships. Once you get them in place, what you going to do with them? Active listening is one way. This can be hard when you got a lot going on. This is why I'm pointing this out. Why is this in the notes? This seems so elementary, active listening. Because when you got a lot going on in your own situation, in your own life, this can be hard to do. This can be hard to do. Okay? So you got to be mindful when your friend come to you with something that you are not just so consumed with what you got going on that you ain't even paying attention. That's not a way to maintain that relationship. There needs to be some reciprocity. Don't become the person that just dumps all the time. I be checking myself. I'm probably a little too self-aware. I'm probably scrutinize myself a little too much, okay? Because I had to check myself. I was thinking about my bestie. Hey, Jazz. Hey, girl. I was thinking about my bestie, like, I got to stop just dumping on her. We dump on each other, though. But I'm just, y'all know me. I said this the other day. That critical voice in my head, I'm always over analyzing the things that I do. But we dump on each other. That's the part of our relationship. We are a safe space for each other. But I thought about that, like, man, I gotta stop dumping on her all the time. Don't become that person that's just dumping. You done turned your friend into a landfill. And you just dump it, and they come to you and you're not available because you got so much going on. No, practice active listening. And if you're in a moment where you just don't have it, you just can't do it because you are just so overtaken with all the stuff that you have going on, say that up front. Say that up front. I do not have the capacity right now. I remember somebody reached out to me, text me one day. Hey, are you free? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, what's going on? She asked me, do you have the capacity to listen to blah, blah, blah before she called me? And I was like, that is the one and only time anybody has ever done that. That was a whole nother level of consideration. That was a whole nother level of consideration that I had never experienced. And it made me feel so good. So if you're in a space where it's like, I just don't have it to give, say that. Your people in your life will appreciate that more than you just sitting there spaced out and you got to keep asking, what'd you say? Because you're not listening. Say that. I'm not in a space to fully give you the attention that you need right now. In about an hour. Let me go and take my shower and let me go, whatever. Let me go practice some mind-body techniques, and then all that be an hour. But active listening is a way that you continue to foster and build on these supportive relationships. Open communication is another one. Again, with this role that you're in, being mindful of what that looks like from relationship to relationship. It's not going to look the same for everybody that you are in relationship with, okay? But encourage open and honest communication by expressing your thoughts, expressing your feelings. This is super important too with your spouse, right? Being a pastor's wife with your spouse, open and honest communication is super duper important. Okay. Here's another one. Another key to maintaining supportive relationships: empathy and understanding. Empathy and understanding. Empathy really is a gift. It really is a gift. In my opinion, it feels like a gift and a curse at times for me because I'm a true empath. And my big boy is too. He got it honest. True empath. And so I feel things very, very deeply that I ain't even going through. It's somebody else's experience. And I feel it very, very, very deeply to the point to where it's a blessing and a curse. Like, oh my God. Oh, get this off of me. I don't want to feel this. But having empathy and understanding is a beautiful thing, especially in your relationships. Understanding other people's perspective, understanding other people's experiences, validating their experiences and their feelings, not always being like, you don't gotta feel like that, you don't gotta, you don't. Listen, I went to school for social work. That ain't it, sis. That ain't the approach. Well, and a lot of us, we don't have any bad intentions with it. We thinking we're encouraging them. But you got to take time to validate people's feelings. Don't just go straight to, here's how you get better. Here's how you stop feeling like that. Here's how you avoid letting that get to you. You shouldn't feel like that. It's not your fault. Validate their feelings. Okay? Validate their feelings and their experience. Show empathy, show compassion. This is how you build those relationships. This is how you maintain those positive, supportive relationships. It's not all about you, sis. Yes, you need a lot of support in the role that you're in, but please reciprocate. Please reciprocate. Ooh, next one. Take a sip of water before I dive into this. The next one. Conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. We don't like talking about it. A lot of people don't really like this topic. Conflict resolution. We're talking about how to maintain your supportive relationships. Conflict resolution comes with the territory. Okay? It comes with the territory. You have to know how to resolve conflict. Because even in, some of the best, most long-lasting relationships, you're going to have conflict. And it may be something that's small, or it may be something that's big. Like this can make or break the future of this friendship, right? But you need to know how to resolve conflict. Approaching conflict constructively by focusing on finding solutions, compromising when necessary, right? And avoiding the blame game or criticism as you are resolving the conflict. Those little jabs, those little low blows that we do when we're in heated conversation, even with our spouse, we do this. No, if you want to maintain these positive relationships, these supportive relationships that God has brought into your life, you got to learn how to resolve conflict positively. Okay? Positively. Another thing is quality time. Quality time. Another way to maintain these relationships, quality time. Now, this is actually a love language. This is actually my primary love language. Quality time. I love spending quality time with the people who mean the most to me. Make time, y'all. Again, I know your schedule. I know it's busy. I know you got a lot going on, which makes it even more meaningful when you make time for these people and for these relationships because they know you're busy and you still made time. You still make time. Now, this don't mean like you gotta like just inconvenience yourself in a way to where the quality time is not gonna be fueling for you. Okay. One of my homegirls texted me. We were texting yesterday. And she was like, yeah, we need to schedule a time to hang, which we do. It's been a minute. What about this day? It was a Friday. I was like, I need this time. She need this time. But if I do a Friday, it's not going to be when I need it to be. And so I just had to tell her, Fridays are hard. Fridays are my day where I leave the house and I go and I'm working all day because my husband works from home. So while he holds it down with the kids, I get to go and just work all day. So I'm very productive, but I'm also very tired at the end of Fridays. And all I want to do is go home and just chill at the house. Let the kids run around. If they too loud, I'm going in my room. I'm closing the door. That's all I want to do on Fridays. Okay. We may go out to dinner or something, but as far as like trying to be in a setting where I need to be there for somebody else, and I would have done her an injustice if I was like, "Yeah, girl, let's do it." Why? Why are we gonna do that? I know I'm not gonna be my best self. I know I'm not gonna be able to give you what you need. So no, let's just not. Okay, let's not. So quality time, making sure that time is meaningful. Okay, time for meaningful interactions, a time for shared activities so that you can nurture that connection. You can continue to nurture that relationship and strengthen the bond. Okay, make time for that and make time at a time that works for you so that you can be fully present. Because then it's not quality time if you're not feeling well, right? If you're not in a good space, it's not quality time. It's just time. And you're probably gonna leave feeling worse because you was already depleted when you got there. All right. Two more things when it comes to maintaining supportive relationships. Express appreciation. Express appreciation. I know somebody's like, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into maintaining relationships. Yes. Yes. Having and maintaining relationships requires work. Okay. Express appreciation, especially you talk about in this role as a pastor's wife, and you're talking about people who are supporting you, being there for you, for your emotional well-being, being there for you in practical ways, like we talked about. I think they deserve a little appreciation every now and then, don't you think? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Example, I talked about my people who was ready to serve on the committee for the conference last year. I asked them, they was like, bet, what you need me to do? I'm there. Now, if they did that, they would feel they went through all of that, making sure that they were available for the conference, making time for the planning meetings via Zoom, making time to come and help set things up for the conference, making time to stay, clean up, making time to pick up this and this from here and there so that we can have it. They went through all of that trouble. And I did nothing to let them know I appreciate them. How likely is it that they're going to want to serve in the future? How likely is it that they're going to want to be there for me in the future? Because I had the trust, right? I had their trust for them to say, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. I had their trust. You can ruin that in a split second simply by not showing people that they're appreciated. They feel taken advantage of. On top of feeling unappreciated, they feel taken advantage of. So you cannot be so consumed in your world with everything that you got going on that you do not take the time to appreciate the people who are there for you, people who are holding you down, the people who are supporting you. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to show appreciation. Facebook, let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me make sure my sound is not tripping because my earbuds, she just said something in my ear. So I want to make sure. Drop a yes or a no in the comments. Can you hear me? And can you hear me well? Because if I need to just take these off, I will do that. Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Y'all not gonna answer my question? Can you hear me? Okay. I guess y'all shy today. Y'all not gonna answer my question. That's fine. I'm gonna just take them off just to be sure. Okay. I was trying to minimize the echo by having these in, but I don't want to take the chance of them not working properly and y'all can't hear me. So I'm gonna just take it out. All right, y'all don't be shy. Don't be acting weird. All you gotta do is type a yes or a no in the chat. Don't be acting weird. Okay, the last thing you want to do to maintain these supportive relationships is to set boundaries. That's another reoccurring theme. It's another reoccurring theme. Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries. Clear boundaries to protect your emotional well-being and to respect the boundaries of others. So putting boundaries in place are not just for you. Yes, they are for you, but they're for the people in your life too. Right? Everybody benefits from boundaries. It takes the guesswork out of things. People don't gotta wonder. People don't gotta. They already know. They know what it is. They know what it ain't. So setting clear boundaries and communicating those boundaries, establish those boundaries and respect those boundaries. Respect your own boundaries. Okay. All right. Last part, y'all. We up to the last part. We up to the last section. All right. Let's talk about ways. So this is part 3 of this section, the importance of nurturing relationships. The last thing we're going to go over is ways to prioritize relationships as part of self-care. Okay? Ways to prioritize relationships as part of self-care and maintaining boundaries. Okay? Let's talk about it. I'm always going to give you practical tools that you can put in place. It's great information, but what do I do with it, Coach Joe? I got you right here. Okay? So prioritizing relationships as part of self-care. This involves continuously and consciously investing time and energy into nurturing and maintaining those meaningful connections. And here's how you do it. Schedule. Listen, me and my girl, Sierra, she's a mom of 2 littles as well. We'll be like, girl, we need to link up. You're right. Yeah. I'm gonna text you. And then we may even start the text conversation. But until somebody puts a date on it and a time and we put it in our calendar, it'll be another 3 weeks. And be like, we never finished. Schedule it. As long as it's just some random idea in your head, it's just a good idea. That's it. That's all it is. Put it on a schedule so that you can make sure it happens. I hear my family outside. They leaving. Where they going? I'm being nosy. I want to know where they going. Where they finna go? I'll call them when I get off. Pick me up somewhere, wherever y'all going. Okay. So make sure you schedule in that quality time. We talked about quality time being important, but now you got to put it on the schedule so that you make sure, you ensure that it happens. Okay. Set dedicated time. If you got your person that's like your person that's always there supporting you, holding you down in practical and emotional ways, you may want to put something regularly, whether that's once a month, once every other month, first Friday, whatever. Make it happen by putting it on a schedule. on your schedule. Okay. Next thing, seeking support. We're talking about ways to prioritize these relationships as part of self-care. Seek support, okay? Some of us, we just sit around suffering in silence. We sit around suffering in silence. Like, ain't nobody there for me. They don't know what? They don't even know that you need them. You ain't said nothing, sis. How you mad? You haven't even communicated what you need. He done started the car, making all this loud noise. Going on out the driveway now. Thank you. All right. Seek support. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to reach out for support from your friends, your family, your spouse. Okay? Yeah, he busy, but he ain't too busy to support you. If he is, there's a problem. And he needs to get on the good foot and find some balance. Okay? He needs to watch this series. All right? Don't hesitate. Reach out for support. Or even a therapist. I have a therapist. I ain't ashamed. I ain't embarrassed. I ain't bashful about it. I have a whole therapist who loves the Lord. Okay? Loves the Lord. Very intentional about finding me a therapist who loves the Lord. Get you a therapist. So if it's something that you don't feel comfortable talking to your people about, boom, there you go. You got somebody. You got somebody who is not influenced by the situation, not influenced by your relationship. They're not going to be like, girl, right out. Okay. Somebody who's not, they're totally disconnected from the situation, from the church, from the people. You can talk to them about whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is that you need support in, you need to seek out the support. Stop suffering in silence. Seek out the support and then be ready to reciprocate with these same people when they need support from you. Do not be a leech. Do not be a dump truck, okay? You're not doing that. Be a recycling bin. That's what we're going to do, okay? That just popped in my head. Be a recycling bin, sis. Be a recycling bin. Let the people bring stuff to you, but then you also, it's cyclical, okay? You giving and you receiving. You giving and you receiving. Be a recycling bin in their relationships. Don't be a trash can where everybody can just come and dump on you. Okay? Don't be a trash can. Also, do not be a dump truck where you just go and you dump all your stuff on other people. Need you to be a recycling bin. People give to you, you give back to the people. People give to you, you give back to the people. People give to you, you give back to the people. Okay? Be a recycling bin. I need to get a shirt that say, I'm a recycling bin in my relationships. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. All right. So seek support. The next thing, ways to prioritize your relationship as a part of self-care. Okay. This is a part of self-care. Your relationships can be a part of your self-care. This is what we're talking about specifically. Okay. You ready for this? Protect your energy. Protect your energy. Protect. I'm gonna write a song called Protect Your Energy. Okay? This is part of maintaining boundaries. Protect your energy. Be mindful of your own needs. Be mindful of your needs, of your limits, and prioritize self-care practices to replenish your energy. You got to replenish. Because as you go out, as you serve, as you show up for people, the people who you are in close relationship with, the supportive relationship that we were talking about, as well as the people that you serve, you are exerting energy. You are exerting energy in one way or another. And you need to replenish that. You need to replenish that. It doesn't just magically, you need to replenish that. So protect your energy. Don't waste it on frivolous stuff. I was about to go down a whole rabbit hole there. I'm not going to do it. But don't waste it. Don't waste it on frivolous stuff, on things and people who don't mean you no good. Nope. Scoot back from that table, dust your feet off, keep it moving. Okay. Protect your energy. Be mindful of what you need. Be mindful of what you need. Be mindful of your limits. Be mindful of how different settings and atmospheres impact you, how they make you feel. We talked about that mindfulness, which is being aware of what's going on around you, being aware of what's going on with you, being aware of what's going on within you. That is mindfulness. That's a huge part of protecting your energy. You got to be mindful of how you feel in certain settings around certain people. Listen, I don't care. If the Lord blesses my husband to become the lead pastor of a church that got 50 million members, I am forever going to protect my energy. Forever going to protect my energy. So if there are people and situations that I observe are impacting me negatively, my spirit is grieved. You think I'm just going to subject myself to that? Ain't, and you shouldn't either. I don't care. Listen, y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. I don't care. I don't care who you're married to. I don't care what church your husband pastors. You don't have to subject yourself to that. Some grieving my spirit, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Somebody grieving my spirit, and I'm gonna keep going to their little events and functions at their house. No. I am protecting that energy. Why? Because I need it. My family needs it. And the people I serve need it. What? Discernment is a gift, and you have it for a reason. The reason is not so that you can ignore it. Hello? The reason is not so that you can ignore it. It's there for a reason. And you make decisions and take actions based on what the Holy Spirit is telling you, what the Holy Spirit is showing you, what the Holy Spirit is revealing to you about people and things. Don't let the opinions of other people pressure you into doing something you know is not beneficial. And to being around people you know do not have your best interests at heart. I don't care. Listen, I don't care. People sometimes can be so consumed, so worried about other folks' opinions and perception of, well, this may look like, I don't want nobody to think I'm unfriendly, or I don't want nobody to think. People gonna think what they want to think regardless. You can go to all the functions, all the everywhere, and somebody's still gonna have something to say. So stop. Stop trying to cater to folks and their opinions. Because you ain't never gonna satisfy everybody. Never. So stop worrying about what somebody's gonna think about you, because you are taking heed to what the Holy Spirit is showing you. You gonna ignore the Holy Spirit because Sister Betty Bobby Sue gonna think you rude because you didn't show up to her sisters of the word brunch or something? Girl, if Sister Betty Bobby Sue got a nasty spirit that grieves me, I ain't going. I ain't going. What? That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. And I'm sure there's gonna be somebody somewhere that's thinking, that's easy. That's easy for you to say because you're not a first lady. You're not a first lady. I practice this stuff now. Do you hear me? Because I know where my husband is going. I practice this stuff now. All the stuff I practice this stuff now. You don't wait to get to where God is taking you. What? You don't. This ain't even in my notes. Okay, we're going all off script. You don't wait to get to where God is taking you to do what you need to do to prepare. You don't wait till you get there to prepare. No, you don't. You do not. You don't wait to get to where you are going to prepare. That's just like I'm going to take a trip, and I'm wait till I get there, and then I'm gonna go shop for all the stuff I need. I'm not gonna pack. What? Now you playing catch up. Yeah, a lot of things are gonna be learned in the moment, in the experience when you get there. That don't mean you don't prepare. That don't mean you don't posture yourself as if you already there right now. That don't mean you wait until your husband becomes a pastor to start loving on people. I'm gonna stay rude and ignorant until I gotta be nice. What? That sounds crazy. You wouldn't do that. So you practicing now for where God is taking you. If you're not there yet, you practice now for where God is taking you. So this stuff I'm talking about, just because I ain't there yet, because I know the calling is on my husband's life, just because I'm not there yet, I'm practicing this stuff now. God showed me something. I'm not ignoring it. God revealed things to me about people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for thinking about me, but I'm not gonna be able to make it. Period. It's really that simple. We overthink this stuff. We overthink this stuff. And we put too much value, way too much value in what people might think, what people may perceive. What? God didn't call you to please the people. Not in that way. God, what? That's not what he called you to do. He called you to please him. Him. I'm gonna move on because I could be there all day. I'm gonna move on. So protect your energy. I said all that to say protect your energy. Okay. And then the last thing, we talked about boundaries, right? We talked about how setting boundaries is a way that you help foster those connections and the relationships. And now, a way to prioritize your relationships, I need you to assert those boundaries. Because a lot of us, we set these mythical boundaries in our mind, but they are forever mythical because nobody even knows they exist. Why doesn't anybody know that your boundaries exist? Because one, you haven't communicated them. Two, you have not asserted them. You have not respected them. You have not honored them. You have not put them into practice. So it's a beautiful thing to set boundaries and determine what they are, but then you got to actually like do it. You got to do it. You got to put some action with it. You got to put some action with it. Okay. So communicate your boundaries clearly and assertively. Don't be passive about your boundaries. Listen, I was on a Zoom call this morning with the amazing Bria Hash. And she said, People will treat you how they meet you. I'm going to rewind and say it again. People will treat you how they meet you. They will treat you how they meet you. So if you show up very passively communicating your boundaries, well, I prefer not to do this and this and this, after this time, just because I got my family. But, if, girl, stop it. Because that's how they're going to treat your boundaries. That's how they're going to treat your boundaries. Well, I know you prefer not, but I really need, that's how they're going to treat your boundaries. So you need to communicate them clearly and assertively. Assertive does not mean rude. It doesn't mean mean. It doesn't mean disrespectful. That is not the same thing. Assertive means matter-of-factly. I'm stating facts. I'm not stating opinions or preferences. I'm stating facts. Yeah, I don't take phone calls after 10 p.m. That's an assertive statement. It wasn't rude. My phone goes into do not disturb after whatever time. So I will miss your call, but I guarantee you I'll call you back the next day. That's not rude. It's not disrespectful. It's assertive. It's assertive. There's nothing wrong with being assertive. There's nothing wrong with being assertive. Okay? So communicate them clearly and assertively, and respect your own boundaries. Respect your own boundaries. Can't expect somebody to respect something you're not respecting. Don't nobody respect my boundaries. You don't either. Respect your boundaries and respect the boundaries of the other people in your life too. You can't have this double standard where you want everybody to respect your boundaries and you're not respecting other people's boundaries. Okay? To maintain that positive, supportive relationship, you got to give what you expected other folks to give to you. It's got to be reciprocal. Relationships that are not reciprocal are draining. They're going to be draining on one side or the other. Either it's going to be draining you because you're not getting nothing back from the other person, or you're going to be draining the life out of that other person. Because all you want to do is take, and you don't want to give. Relationships that are not reciprocal are draining. I'm not interested in draining relationships. I ain't got time for draining relationships. When can I fit a draining relationship into my schedule? Show me where it fits. Ain't no space, ain't no time, ain't no room for it. Okay? Clearly communicate your boundaries. Communicate them assertively. Respect your boundaries. And then turn that thing around and do the same for the other people in your life. If you want to maintain, this is only if you want to maintain these healthy, supportive relationships. This is only if you want to maintain these healthy and supportive relationships. Now, if you don't care about maintaining healthy, supportive relationships, go on and do whatever you want to do. But if you want to maintain these healthy, supportive relationships that you know you're going to need along the journey, I need you to clearly communicate your boundaries, respect them, communicate them assertively, and then return the favor and respect the boundaries of other people as well. Okay? It's going to help you maintain your relationships, and it's going to protect your emotional wellness. It's going to protect your emotional wellness. Okay? So let's do a quick recap. Again, this is part 2 of the series called Renewing Wellness, Empowering Pastors' Wives to Thrive. Okay? Purpose of this series is to pour into pastors' wives and to give them the tips and the tools and the information and knowledge that they need to be able to fully walk in this health and wellness journey, prioritize your needs so that you can be yourself, best self. You can transform your body, you can renew your mind, and become a good steward of your health. Okay? This was part 2. Now I split part 2 over to 2 days because it was a little lengthy. So yesterday we went over, part 2 is called Embracing Self-Care, Nurturing Body, Mind, and Spirit. Yesterday, we went over fueling your body. We talked about nutrition. We talked about sleep, prioritizing sleep hygiene for vitality and restoration. We talked about cultivating resilience through self-compassion. Ooh, that part was really, really good. We ran out of time, so then we came over to today, and we just went over the second half of part 2, and we talked about mind-body practices and using them for stress management. And then we closed with talking about nourishing relationships for emotional wellness. So there were 5 different big ticket items in this part 2 that we went over. And we broke it into 2 days because there was a lot of information with each one. So with each one, you got, let me see, with each one, you got information on like the importance of it. Why is this important? Here's why it's important, because this is how it's going to either positively or negatively impact you. Then you got guidance on how to even start with trying to implement this in your life, right? And then you got practical tips, like this is something you can do today. You can put this into practice today. So you got all 3 of those things in all 5 of those categories. A lot of good information, y'all. A lot of good information. So go back to yesterday, watch those first 3 parts, and then today we just finished with the last 2 parts. And then if you missed day 1 of the series, we talked about unveiling the burden. So we identified some of the unique challenges that pastors' wives face. We looked at them. We went in depth on each one and how they are negatively impacting your health. And then, of course, I'm always going to give you the tips and the tools you need to combat it. How do you combat it so that your health is not negatively impacted? That was day 1. Today's day 3. This is supposed to be a 3-day series, but it's become a 4-day series since we had to take day 2 and break it into 2 parts. So we will conclude the series tomorrow, same time, 10:30 a.m. Again, this is for my first ladies, my pastor's wife. Y'all are super, 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 super special to me. I hold you near and dear to my heart just because of my life experiences and growing up as a PK and having the advantage of watching my mom navigate that space. And so I want to do something special for y'all. So this series is specifically for pastors' wives. And again, I'm doing First Ladies of Fitness as I am continuing to celebrate my 10-year preaching anniversary. I want to choose a specific sector of women in ministry, and I chose the pastor's wife. And so I created First Ladies of Fitness. What is First Ladies of Fitness? So this is going to be a very small, intimate group of women who are pastors' wives who will come into my Fit for the Call Life Transformation Program. You'll get the workouts, you'll get the nutrition guidance, you'll get the nutrition coaching, you'll get the mindset training, you'll get the devotions, but it's going to look a little different. Your devotions are going to be a little different because this journey is different for you. The challenges that you face are completely different from other women who serve in different capacities of ministry. Okay? It's a very unique experience that you are living. So there's going to be a little difference in your program when it comes to the mindset training, when it comes to those conversations that we're going to be having, when it comes to the devotionals that are going to be in that program for you. And it's a safe space where you got other women who are walking out the same journey. They understand, right? That empathy is going to be there. It's built in because they're walking it out just as you are currently walking it out. So if that's something that you're interested in, you're ready for that. You want to feel confident. You're ready to transform your body so that you can feel confident in yourself, in your body, in your marriage. You're ready to get back into those timeless pieces in your closet that you spent all that money on, but you ain't want to let them go, even though you can't fit into them. You ain't worn them in 5 years. We're going to get you back into those clothes, sis. Okay. We're going to transform that body. Make sure that you're showing up boldly and confidently in all that God has called you to be, in who God has called you to be, and not who people expect you to be. Okay, with these unrealistic expectations that they've imposed on you that we talked about on day 1 of the series. All right, and you're ready for a jaw-dropping transformation inside and out. If you're ready for that, Drop the word jump in the chat, in the comments, or message me the word jump. I'll get you that link so you can book your discovery call. We can talk about your overall health and wellness. Where are you currently? Where do you want to be? Optimum, like ideal situation. Where do you want to be in your health and wellness? And let's talk about how we can get you there. Okay. Drop that word jump in the comments or message me the word jump, and I'll make sure you get that link to book your discovery call. If you are not a pastor's wife, but you are still enjoying this information, I will see you tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Okay. If you have a pastor's wife, make sure you tell her about this series that's going on. Make sure you send her the links. Make sure you let her know about First Ladies of Fitness, this small, intimate group that I'm opening up, only 3 spots, okay? We're starting on February the 26th. So you have next week to book your discovery call, get that done so you can join us in the program. For everybody who joins, you will get a free Fit for the Call t-shirt, one of my t-shirts. I modeled it in yesterday's live, so go back and check that out so you can see what it looks like. And then a bonus gift, if you bring in a First Lady friend with you and you both join the program, then you will get not only the shirt, but you also get a free copy of my Taste of Transformation. This is a high protein recipe book. 52 high protein recipes to help aid in your physical transformation process. Help you tighten up that tummy, unbig that back, and tone your overall body. Get you fine, okay? All right. I love y'all so much. Y'all have the most amazing day. Now, Coach Joe has a 1:00 massage to get to. Hallelujah. So I'm about to go do that. And I will see y'all tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.